number for Riley McCoy, one of the 3 finalists for the National Freshman of the Year, a program record-tying 19 home runs in her first year in Oregon Green. Well, UCLA has a terrific 3-person pitching staff. They see Taylor Tinsley or Addison Fisher later. Caitlin Terry will start it, the sophomore in her second appearance, Amanda, on the World Series stage.
Yeah, last year she was Pac-12 Freshman of the Year for a reason. She got to pitch almost 200 innings and work this rise ball and her curveball. But it's been her drop ball this year that has been tremendous to complement her more upspin in the zone with her rise and with her curve. That drop ball has had great movement to it, but her rise ball is the pitch that she goes to the most, and it gets a 40% chase rate where hitters chase that pitch with her out of the zone.
Really tried to emphasize making that drop ball a better pitch, but a rise ball specialist as a sophomore. She'll hit as well. This will be our third two-way player in the 4 teams of the 2 games tonight after Nyjah Kennedy and Aaliyah Binford. Lindsey Grimes going to get the start opposite her for Oregon, an All-American pitcher for the Ducks. Oregon 53-8, UCLA 54-11. This is going to be fun. The Ducks and the Bruins for the 4th time this year. And we begin with a strike from Caitlin Terry to Kai Lushar. 9:47 Central, 7:47 in Eugene and Westwood. It's a 64-degree night. And they are pinched way in for Lushar, who slaps one out of play.
She's so fast, so the infield is going to be playing in to be able to protect that ground ball against her speed. The corners are in. You have to be so quick with Lushar at the plate to lead off this game.
Takes up and away for ball 1. The Ducks 7.9 runs per game, 4th highest scoring team in the country. And Kai Lushar 2nd in the nation. 60 infield hits, only behind Arizona's Reagan Shockey. She'll flip one out of play on a 1-2.
She's such an interesting defensive set here with how in the infield is played, and then the outfielders, especially Clements out in center field. She's playing the wall out in center field deep. The outies are playing.
Kai Lushar does not have a home run this year. She's typically not going to hit it that deep. 3 doubles and a triple. Everything else, the other 78 hits are singles. On 2-2, flips one out of play again to the left side, and she is an instant thorn in Caitlin Terry's side. There are a lot of 30 players in this Ducks lineup. Oregon coming off a sweep of Liberty in the Super Regional. They hosted it as the 16 seed.
On top of it with her shoulders and her hand coming on top of this pitch to get on top of the drop ball and create that down movement.
Kedri Lushar grounds the first pitch out of play. Just the 15th time Kai Lushar has struck out this year, and now her slightly younger sister. They're both seniors. Kai's been in college for another year. Kedri is 2nd team All-American with an OPS 1199. She's in an 0-2 hole. Ducks had to come back from a loss in day 2 of regionals. They'll play a couple of games with Stanford on the winner-take-all Sunday and beat the Cardinal in walk-off fashion to make it to the Supers. Outside. It's just outside. Jim Bertuzzi, the plate umpire, letting us know that for ball 1. So Oregon has been tested. A couple of walk-off wins, including game 1 over Liberty for Missy Lombardi's team. Tap back to Terry, who's got 2 quick outs.
Now, it did sound like you could hear in the dugout maybe they have already picked the changeup of Terry. Remember, a lot of familiarity in between these 2 teams with having played each other in conference. Sounded like some noise out of the dugout, already picking that changeup, but Terry will continue to throw it until they prove that they can hit it.
That's Sam Marder, the third base coach, talking to Riley McCoy. The base coaches are often so important. The folks who lead the way close to the pitchers, try and pick that pitch. Sam Martyr down at third. Alyssa Palomino Cardoza, great Arizona player a few years ago, is over at first. This is a young staff that has really rejuvenated this program.
Dad, that's off the knob.
Jim Bertuzzi vocally letting us know that's off the knob.
Yeah, clearly was. It's a great call.
Dad, that's off the knob. That's off the knob. Foul ball.
I love the clarity from our umpiring crew. Strike two of the changeup there has McCoy a little wide-eyed.
Well, I didn't hear that one called from the dugout, and that was a good-looking pitch. The other one sat up a little bit that she threw that it sounded like they had picked, and that one had some down break to it to get ahead 0-2.
Ball.
There's the harder drop down and in. Caitlin Terry against Riley McCoy. McCoy was 3 for 9 with a double, a homer, and 3 knocked in. And the series win over UCLA in April. Ducks took 2 out of 3. And McCoy takes ball 2.
And it looked like she backed off the plate a little bit, seeing that Terry was pitching her inside with both her rise and her drop. So Terry goes outside, noticing that same thing.
Terry looking for a perfect first. And McCoy will make her work at least one more pitch. Big time hitter, Riley McCoy, who's from Oaks Christian School, just 29 miles from UCLA, plucked right out of Bruin territory. And the best power hitting freshman in the country with that .850 slug.
And the thing that makes her such a tough out is that she has power to all parts of the field. When you look at the home runs that she's hit some to the left side of the field, pull power, most of them up the middle of the field to center field, and a couple towards the right side, power to all fields.
Waits back on that changeup. You hear that one picked?
Maybe a little bit, but
it's been a lot quieter in this at bat.
There's so much crowd noise, but that one that sounded like the full dugout going all in was the one that I heard for sure.
Outside.
You can hear the dugout talking a little bit. It's a constant thing that happens down there on the field, communicating to the hitter, trying to get in the pitcher's head a little bit, trying to act like you have a pitch picked that you might not really.
Maybe just a little first inning gamesmanship. 3-2. Struck out, but the ball gets away from Ramirez, and McCoy gets to first. That rise ball almost made it into the press box.
I was ready to catch it up here, and McCoy still swings at that pitch, trying to protect with 2 strikes. Well out of the zone, getting her to chase.
A strikeout wild pitch. So the Ducks have an unusual first base runner. And a strike now to Paige Sinicki. The leader of this Duck team.
Strike.
There's a changeup for strike 2. Special player, special person, Paige Sinicki, making her 191st consecutive start at shortstop. Missy Lombardi gives her so much credit as the leader, as the culture driver of this team. Talking to some of the other Oregon players, it's easy to see the reverence and the love they have for Paige, who's been a 4-year Duck, mentored by Allie Bunker, who's a big player last year, and has turned herself into an all-conference first-team player and a Gold Glove winner nationally at shortstop a year ago. A couple of All-American matchups coming up when we return to OKC. Doubles and runs. She was named a third-team All-American just yesterday. For UCLA team scoring 7.3 runs a game. That's 13th best in the country. And they get to face an All-American, Lindsey Grine, who threw 11 1/3 scoreless innings against the Bruins this year.
And transferred over from Virginia Tech. This was a big pickup for Oregon because of what she brings in the circle. She's going to throw a screwball and a rise ball. She'll work her rise ball on multiple different levels, and then she'll also bring in a changeup. Not a lot, but just enough, about 7% of the time. Her rise ball and her drop ball are the pitches that she will throw the most, alongside that changeup just a little bit every now and then, but rise ball almost 70% of the time, and against her rise ball opponents hitting just 176 off of that pitch.
Fired a gem to send Oregon to the World Series, and now she'll face Jessica Clements. 70-mile-per-hour ball one to Clements, transfer from Cal Poly, who's had a monstrous NCAA tournament. 11 for 22 with 3 doubles, 2 homers, and an OPS of 1451. Rips through, strike one from Grine. Clements had never played in the postseason before this year. 3 years at Cal Poly, got her degree. She's here at UCLA, and she's been their leadoff hitter all but 3 games. Couple of swinging strikes for Lindsey Grine, who had such a good week pitching against UCLA. She was named the NFCA's National Pitcher of the Week. Here's her 1-2. Way upstairs and fouled away by Clements. And there go the lights. A rise ball so ferocious, it turned out the lights here in Oklahoma.
Right at 10 p.m. It's not used to playing games this late. That's why.
And some folks in the crowd get out their flashlights and let there be light.
You know, sometimes it takes those lights a while to fire back up too. We are lucky that it was just a flip of the switch to get them back on. Believe it or not, this is not my first game that's happened. Not here, but just in any game that I've been calling. I call another game at Clearwater at our ESPN Invitational Tournament. That same thing happened.
Just happy it wasn't in the middle of a fly ball or in the middle of a play.
Right.
A foul ball that apparently ran right into a switch somewhere. The energy and OGE energy field really coming into play. Back at it. Uh-oh, foul ball left side. Let's see. Up, missed the switch. Lights stay on. Listen, we didn't have to take Big Ten After Dark that literally.
I know, right?
There are the numbers against UCLA for Grine. Pitched in all 3 games, started a pair. Clements taps an off-speed pitch out of play to stay alive. The matchup today, obviously the rise ball is a key for Grine. What does UCLA need to do better compared to the way Grine dominated them in April?
Yeah, I went back and looked at film, actually, her pitching against them, and it seemed like deep into counts, they struggled with outside pitches, both lefties and righties. Her strikeouts against them came on the outer half.
That ball's punched to center, and Kedri Luchar for the first out.
So being able to handle that outside pitch, again, both the lefties and righties saw the same thing. A lot of tentativeness on that side of the plate.
Savipola, a well-deserved All-American year. Oh, there go the lights again. Well, this is an interesting subplot. At least they came back on more quickly that time. Kelly Inouye Perez is out of the dugout wondering, are we just going to keep doing this?
Well, and as you said, now it puts it in the back of your mind. that it might happen in the middle of the play. So as a hitter, you're seeing a ball come at you and just a little bit of doubt that it starts to plant a seed in that might happen when the ball is coming right at you.
Boy, somebody's going to need to call the folks from the Sandlot. Maybe we can get some fireworks in, crank up some Ray Charles in case this happens again. So now the head coaches are going to get together. Kelly Inouye Perez and Missy Lombardi will talk to Jim Bertuzzi. He'll draw the umpires together. It's already a day that's been delayed by rain and lightning in between our second and third games. And now we have a little bit of unlightning, which has put us into a bit of a pickle here as to how to go forward. Well, the Ducks are going to charge up their fans during the delay. And the umpires have to be considering whether to pause the game until they can figure out what's going on with the lights. They've already gone out twice for just a few seconds. Lindsey Grind's got to take this time to throw some warm-up pitches. Missy Lombardi just asked if she could do so. You ever played in a game like this?
No, only called games like this somehow. There had to have been just an alarm set or the timing set that at 10 p.m. they just turn off automatically.
And then was there a 10:02 alarm after that, you think?
Yeah, maybe it's like hitting snooze.
Right. It's a very short snooze. If anybody has a 2-minute snooze button on their phone, that's some psychotic behavior. So now Jim Bertuzzi and the crew will get together and talk to the head coaches. Oregon and UCLA, final game of the day. Caitlin Terry had a 1-2-3 first inning or so, we thought. Strikeout wild pitch extended it, and then she got Paige Sinicki, and now we've had the lights go out twice in the middle of play. All right, Christy Cornwell, our rules analyst, is with us. Unusual situation, Christy. What do you make of this?
Usual. We're not sure what the cause is just yet, but the question on the field was what to do if the lights go out and the ball is in play. And the official answer is we're going to err on the side of player safety, have a no pitch, and restart when the lights come on.
Okay, so that's some good guidance to have, Christy. Thank you for that. And we are going to play ball again here. Savannah Pola for real this time. Nobody trip over wires. Nobody go near a switch. Let's play ball. 4-minute delay here at OGE Energy Field at Devon Park.
We made it past 2 minutes.
That's true. We're making progress. So here's a 1-0 to Pola. Fouled away. Savannah Pola, the third most hits, the fourth most runs scored for anybody in the country this year, and most hits UCLA in a single season in 22 years. You have to go back to 2003, Natasha Watley. Savvy's also got 20 doubles, one shy of Lindsey Klein's UCLA record set in 1999. So it could be a historic week for her. That's 5 foul balls to the left side by left-handed hitters. Does that tell you anything about the approach?
Yeah, continuing to work them on the outside corner, and Grind throws with good speed too. 68, 69 miles an hour up in the zone, so maybe a little bit late, but she likes to rely a lot on her arm side against these lefties. seen this a couple of times today, like a swinging bunt off the end of the bat and just no chance to make a play. It was just up the line enough to be out of the reach of Emma Cox, and then Lindsey Grine made an aggressive play on it as well, going hard for it, but really nothing that you can do is pull. It goes to her slap, and it's like a slap bunt right out there in no man's land to get down to first base.
So a base runner on for the Bruin Bombers. Jordan Woolery takes ball one. As ferocious a 1-2 combination as you will find. Back-to-back first-team All-Americans. And it's Woolery tied with Taylor Shoemaker for the most RBIs in the nation. Woolery blasts off on strike one. Big reason why UCLA's here. Two big reasons right there. Jordan Woolery, Megan Grant, who have carried the Bruins all season and certainly carried them with some big postseason plate appearances. None bigger than Jordan Woolery's walk-off home run in Game 2 in South Carolina, Columbia, with the Bruins down to their final out. They had never been swept in a super regional, and they still haven't because of this swing off Sam Gress.
And this was the moment heard round the softball world, down to their last out, first pitch that she saw against a new pitcher in Sam Gress, and she smoked it out of here. She just looked so calm and confident in that moment. And it was that moment that ended up sending them to Game 3 and ultimately winning.
She had been 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts in the Super Regional before that swing. She's ready for 1-2.
Outside.
It's taken outside. And the tournament as a whole been a monstrous couple of weeks for Woolery, despite that little funk in the middle. 8 for 20 with a double, 3 homers, 3 walks, 11 RBIs. Trying to add to it here. Ripped out of play. We'll do it again on 2-2.
And talk about power all over the field. Jordan Woolery has that too. We've mentioned that with Riley McCoy, the freshman for Oregon, in the 3-hole. Jordan Woolery that same way. Tons of power, over 20 home runs, can drive the ball with power to every single part of the field.
Looks like we had a timing violation on Lindsey Grine, so just saw it's a 3-2 count. And Woolery digs a very low pitch out to shallow center. So that previous foul ball negated because of a timing violation, which was an automatic ball 3, but Grine gets the out all the same. Got the 22nd pitch timer here. Grine was too late, but she gets the out nonetheless and retires Woolery. Missy Lombardi wants to know what happened there. The clock behind home is not on. So that's probably what Missy Lombardi's asking about. That's in right center field. The clock is working. So maybe we didn't get all the lights back on.
I mean, that's so tough as a pitcher if you're used to seeing the clock right in front of you. And it is a routine. You understand your pacing and the timing, but especially on a stage like this, if you just need that extra bit of breath. Playing on this field at the World Series, maybe the timing changes a little bit. You don't have that clock to look at anymore.
Just your run-of-the-mill night in Oklahoma City. Megan Grant, a 25 homer hitter.
Outside.
And he's sitting pretty on 3-0. Green light.
I'd take care.
Ball that's high.
And she does for a 4-pitch walk. So 2 Bruins on and 2 out here in the first, as Grant Draws her 45th walk of the year at team high.
Both pitchers throw a lot of pitches in the first inning. Terry threw about this amount as well, 23, 25 pitches. Grind throwing a lot of pitches. UCLA really making her work early in this game.
The Texan freshman Riley Slim try to bring in the first run.
Strike.
Right down the middle for strike one. The first pitch strike in 5 batters for Grind. Slim part of the all-freshman team in the Big Ten. 25 walks, only 9 punch-outs for 481 on base percentage.
Kaylin.
So cool that Paige found that and shared that with us. And talking to Lindsey Grind yesterday, we were talking to Lindsey and Paige together. The impact Paige had on Lindsey's transfer, maybe the biggest impact of anybody with Oregon. Lindsey told us that Paige kept calling her and she'd say, when are you coming out to Eugene? And she hosted her on her visit. And Lindsey said there's no better introduction to Oregon than talking to Paige Sinicki, who started every game of her career and now 191 straight at shortstop.
She said she just wanted to be the best Duck that she could be. And why she went so hard to try to get Lindsey Grind is because she just felt like there was one cylinder missing in the past other 3 years that kept them from hosting a regional, that kept them from making it to the Women's College World Series. And that missing piece, she felt like was going to be Lindsey Grind. Been a big help to help them achieve their goals and to help them get to OKC.
Paige Sinicki grew up a huge Yankee fan. Said her dad would watch a Yankee game in his sports cave every night. And she'd watch Derek Jeter's footwork and his glove work and see how he moved on different plays. And they'd go to the field and her dad would hit her ground balls and she would try to emulate Derek Jeter. That's a ground ball right to Paige. A little bit of a low throw, but she got it there in time. Taylor, you have more on Paige?
Well, she was a Rawlings Gold Glove Award winner, and she told us about when she got the award. It's an actual glove that's dipped in gold, and she said, I wanted to use it. I wanted to play with it. And then went on to tell us that her equipment manager always has to clean her glove because it's always the driest, and her uniform is always the dirtiest. It speaks to how hard she works out there, guys.
And she is big at giving credit to her mentors. Gave a lot of credit to Allie Bunker, who she got to play right next to when she played at second base, along with being coached by legendary Oregon shortstop Nikki Udria. And now Sydney Romero, who is in the dugout, works with the Oregon Ducks in a lot of different ways. One of the best hitters in our game, Sydney Romero is, and also known for her defense as well. Sid can do a lot, currently still playing as well. So she has that going for her in terms of being right there in the mix like all these other athletes as a professional for AUSL.
Couple of national champions on that Oregon staff. Sid, of course, Missy Lombardi, which were part of 4 title teams at Oklahoma, so they know this ground well. And most of these Ducks are experienced in Oklahoma City for the first time. A couple of freshmen in a row for UCLA. Here's Kanaya Bragg. Takes strike 2. Outside corner adjacent. Fifth 2-strike count so far for Grind, and she'll get a fly ball in it. Oh, a little collision there. Luchar made the catch with Patman right on her heels.
It's just one of those things of playing here on this field for the first time, and just a little extra buzz, extra crowd noise. That, and a ball like this, it's an in-betweener in the right center field gap. Maybe you can't hear each other calling it, maybe you're both calling it. Just communication issues that oftentimes happen for a team that is playing their first games here.
Center fielder led the way ultimately, and there are 2 down for Grind. Strike 1 to Sofia Mujica. – Bruin freshman from down the road a bit from UCLA and San Diego. Rolls a ground ball out of play.
Another 2-strike count. Grine's done a good job of finding a way to get to that 2-strike count, but UCLA has spoiled a lot of pitches, a lot of foul balls.
No strikeouts yet against one of the best strikeout artists in the country. 14th most strikeouts in Division I. 9th in the country in strikeouts per 7. Struck out 222 and 172 innings into tonight. Grine also making her 51st appearance today, which passed Auburn's S.J. Guerin for the most games pitched in the country.
Outside.
Two. First game in the Super Regional, the Grind didn't strike out a batter in relief. Game 2 punched out.
First run of this game.
Her team leading 62nd RBI and her 11th here in the NCAA tournament. The way Lindsey Grine ended that inning with a strikeout, it just seemed like she turned on the energy for Oregon. Now Riley McCoy, who takes strike 1. Sometimes these first-time teams can understandably be a little tight, a little tentative under these lights, or under what are supposed to be these lights, and we've got another timing violation. I think this one's on McCoy for strike 2. It's the second timing violation that's been called against Oregon. One against the pitcher Grine, one against the batter McCoy.
I think Coach Lombardi is talking about how Sam Marder wanted to call timeout to her and talk to her, so that's why she wasn't getting in the box. Remember, you have to be in the box at the 10-second mark, but Coach Lombardi just does not agree with what just transpired there with Sam Marder wanting to take a timeout to talk to McCoy in this AP.
And it's the plate umpire that has to grant the timeout, Jim Bertuzzi, so obviously he did not grant it before he saw the clock go down to 10. So an automatic strike 2, and now it's 2-2. On the ground at third base, Woolery to Grant. Oregon emotion, delivering the Ducks' first run in this nightcap here in Oklahoma City. The 16 seed, not just happy to be here. Does this happen?
It's 10:45, so the party's just really getting started in some parts. You know, this is when it gets going.
And a line drive to center, caught awkwardly by Luchar. Caitlin Terry, the Bruins pitcher, with a hard line out. The good news is that she can go back to the dugout and join the party.
That ball going out to Kedri Luchar, had to keep her eye on it the whole way to make sure that she caught it.
Well, you know why she had to keep her eye on it.
You don't know if the lights are going to go out.
Well, that's one reason. I was going to say she was distracted by the disco ball. Left side Clemens. With 2 pitches and 2 outs, this may be a very short party. Oregon's alerting the authorities. Kelly did not get invited to the party, I don't think. Somebody's got to be doing work while the kids are going crazy. 2 down quickly for Lindsey Grine.
Outside.
It's a UCLA group that has been loose throughout a tough season. And they were 1 out away from elimination last week. And when you're at UCLA and when your head coach is Kelly Inouye Perez, you hear about Bruin magic all the time. She said, I coach through storytelling. Find these kids always something for a situation that you can rely on. I don't know if this is part of the storytelling. I'm not sure how many of the Bruin teams have had disco balls and sports drink shots in the dugout. This is a new story to tell. We got the double hat for Addison Fisher. She's got the blue and gold horns.
One of the fun and unique parts of our sport, especially in the dugout. Some of the best memories that you have with your teammates are the cheers and moments inside that dugout. Watching your teammate. She's always looking to hit early in the count, isn't she? Gets this off-speed pitch that's over the heart of the plate, a mistake and way too firm. 61 miles an hour for her changeup. The first pitch that she sees crushes that mistake toward the left side. Maybe get a little rally going for UCLA.
Woolery reaching base for the 12th straight game, and the first team All-American will check out for pinch runner Lauren Hatch. First hit since Pola in the first inning. And here's Megan Grant. So here's this fearsome back-to-back combination, the Bruin Bombers. They've been hitting 3rd and 4th respectively every game but 3 this year. 3 when Grant had a minor hamstring injury. And Grant torpedoes this one to the screen, 0-2. Party time has been extended to the 4th inning.
That's because it was way too fast in the other inning with all the early contact and quick outs.
7-pitch inning, not enough of a party. Grant goes up to get a rise ball from Grine, and she's retired by Flannery and foul ground. One of the most dangerous hitters in the country, Lindsey Grine, bests her after walking Grant in the first. So you get through Jordan Woolery and Megan Grant with just a single and a foul out. That's a win. And now Grine will face the freshman Riley Slimp. First pitch swinging again. UCLA is awfully aggressive right now. Lindsey Grine started the game with 4 straight first pitch balls, and she's now thrown 9 out of 10 first pitch strikes since.
I'd continue to work away to both righties and lefties. Going back again, we talked about earlier, Kevin, but looking at how Grine worked the left-handed hitters in the UCLA lineup when they faced each other in conference play, they're really passive on the outer half. Like a pitch like that, and swung at that one, but just don't seem as confident with that outside pitch hitting against her. Whenever they faced her earlier this year, it continued to go back to it.
Goes outside again, fouled away by Slim. Lindsey Grine's now pitched in all 8 games in the tournament for Oregon. 3rd team All-American, unanimous 1st team All Big Ten, was a top 10 USA Softball Player of the Year finalist. One of the most improved players in the country, maybe. She was good at Virginia Tech, but she wasn't this. A 3.68 ERA in 52 games there. Today's her 51st now. An ERA coming in of 2.08. Goes inside. That ball's fair. And Maake knocks it down and takes it to the base. The Women's College World Series Finals begin on Wednesday. And for more information, you can go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. A reminder that 90% of champions start 1-0. 85% start 2-0. Ryan just shook off there and takes time.
Big shake off. You mentioned her time at Virginia Tech, and opponents in her 2 years there hit 260 off of her. Batting average against her here at Oregon coming into this game, 183. Big time drop. And the slugging percentage at Virginia Tech was 426. Here at Oregon, 303. Huge improvement by Lindsey Grind, who just brings that fiery, competitive, almost alter ego when she's in the circle competing for the Ducks.
Yeah, because the word on her is she's a goofball off the field. And somebody who just turns it on in the circle. Last season to this season, ACC to Big Ten. What a monster jump it's been. Didn't start pitching, she told us, till she was about 11. Didn't learn a rise ball till she was about 16. She looks like the finished product here. But scary thing is, for Big Ten opponents, she's got another year of development under Missy Lombardi, under this great staff.
And asked her about working with Missy and what stands out and the impact that she's had on her. And she talked about the way that she calls pitches and reads hitter swings. And she loves to pick her brain about that part of the game the most. Maintaining an element of surprise with pitch calling. And they've also worked on a drop ball this year. She only had a changeup when she came here, and told her immediately to Coach Lombardi, I want to drop. And she, in her words, and Lindsey Grind's words, built that pitch from scratch. And she said, I'm proud to say I have one now. And she's invested a lot of time and energy into that pitch to be able to create some down movement.
Just a confidence in the way she even went about that meeting. The way she high-fives her players after, the eye contact she gets, the way you could see her talking, not just listening throughout the meeting with Missy Lombardi. Gonna get rid of the runner at second, the pinch runner Hatch.
Ball.
And Alexis Ramirez takes ball 2. Back from injury, Ramirez, just her 35th game of the year, 7th behind the plate. Here's a 2-2. Poke down the right field line. That will get out of play. Patman gave it a headfirst dive just for fun. Trying to get the jersey dirty.
Meet the first of its kind.
Scoreless against the Bruins this year. Before that 4th inning, Sophia Mujica with a sky-scraping fly out to center as we begin the 5th. Kevin Brown, Amanda Scarborough up here in the booth. Taylor McGregor on the field, our outstanding ESPN crew. Day 1 here in Oklahoma City. We're going to have 2 elimination games tomorrow. Florida, Tennessee might be the best on-paper elimination game we've ever seen. And then Ole Miss against the loser of this game. The winner gets Niger Kennedy and Texas Tech on Saturday night at 6 Central, 4 Pacific. Strike one to Caitlin Terry.
And Florida and Tennessee did not play in the regular season, so it'll be that Florida offense's first time going up against Carlin Pickens.
They're still raging in the UCLA dugout. We've confirmed tonight UCLA is indeed a party school. Well, Terry's been just brilliant in the circle tonight. 3 hits allowed, 1 run in 5 innings. Struck out 4. And she's had a couple of hard swings at the plate with nothing to show for it. I see a different gleam in your eyes tonight with 3 two-way pitchers in our 2 games. Binford and Kennedy in the first.
Love to see it. It just is so fun to be able to change the game in a different way. And a lot of pitchers too feel like going up to the plate, not as much pressure as what it feels like in the circle.
You good?
I mean, Caitlin Terry was a big part of that super regional comeback too. Jordan Woolery, Pola, Terry had a hit in that inning. It's a complete team rally to be able to win game 2 of the super regional against South Carolina and mount that comeback against them to lead, to put in the bat in Woolery's hands and that one swing changing the game.
2-2 toward the middle. And Terry's just barely thrown out by Kaylin Jones. Well, we are creeping closer and closer to the bottom of the hour here. 11:17 local. It's late in the game. It's late at night. Nighttime is the right time for UCLA, which has scored more runs in the 4th inning or later than any team in the country. And they have a ton of run rule wins as well. So plenty of games they don't play a 6th inning or a 7th inning. Bunted foul.
Coach Inoue Perez told us we take pride in being able to take over the second part of a game. It's something that we do. It's something that we believe in. It's a big part of how our program has always been successful, that what you can do in those later innings is how you take over a game, win national championships, and ultimately have success.
Just ask South Carolina, who had a 4-1 lead going into the 7th. UCLA had been outscored 13-3 in that series, and then in the 7th inning, where they needed 3 runs to keep their season alive, they got 4 and won the next day. And we asked Kelly what you were thinking at that time. Down by 3, team that had no offensive success. She said, I looked at the lineup card, I looked at my top 4 hitters, and I circled them. Because I circled that none of them really had production, and the chances of them coming through were going to be pretty good. And come through they did. And she was just ready to play the odds. Jordan Woolery over 6 in the series. Savvy Pola had a quiet series. She felt like there was a really high chance they were going to deliver because they do so often. And that's what this team does. They believe they're going to deliver in the late game moments.
Yeah, that's over the chalk. So.
3-2 for Jessica Clements. Was lined out to center and flied out to left.
Vertical movement with her rise, drop, and then her changeup, and then here comes the curveball, her second most used pitch. Not a pitch that she's used a ton tonight. She hasn't had to, but just paints the outside corner, lefty on lefty matchup with the curveball and gets her looking.
Kylu Shari had struck out 14 times in 61 starts this year. She goes down twice today. And here's her sister, who's got the only Duck RBI. Only the 4th time this season Kylu Shar has struck out twice in a game. And here's Caitlin Terry, who did not pitch well against the Ducks in the regular season. 3 earned runs in just 2 innings in that series. Hit a batter, walked a batter, threw a couple of wild pitches.
Good job.
Was just off her game. She has been on top of her game from the first batter today.
And she's the type of pitcher that has a quick rebound. Oftentimes last year, she pitched as the only healthy option throughout the 2024 year, with her and Taylor Tinsley splitting the innings. I mean, it was a challenging year for the UCLA pitchers because it just felt like one after another they faced injury after injury and had each other's back. So she's pitched under pressure is the only option sometimes, but she is just so good at rebounding after a tough game and doesn't think too much about it.
Kedri Luchar right back to Terry. She gets the sisters back to back for the second time, and there are 2 away for Riley McCoy. "19 home runs for McCoy on the year." It's a joy for Oregon. She's just in the game today. She was hit in the face by a line drive at the end of regionals, the final game against Stanford. Missed game 1 of the Supers. Not quite ready to be in the field, so she's the designated player today, but they're just thrilled to have her bat back. One pitch. Chases it down for strike 2.
I feel like Oregon has chased a lot with Terry. Like pitches that are just well out of the strike zone, don't necessarily even ever start as a strike out of her hand. They're just in this swing mode, anticipating something, and then she's throwing him something different.
2-2 for McCoy. There's an All-American pitcher on this staff, Taylor Tinsley. We've not seen her. Terry has looked the part. Trying to finish 6. McCoy goes up to get a rise ball and pops it out of play. Well, it's 11:29, and we got fans of all ages still crushing it here at Devon Park. And by it, I mean crushing Cheerios, which are right behind him. The duckling fouled away off McCoy. You know what I call this? I call this excellent parenting. More excellent parenting. Got the Bluey zip up. Wake him up for the 7th. It's fine.
Outside.
3-2 for Riley McCoy. Top 3 finalists for National Freshman of the Year.
Base running and send them the extra 60 feet to be aggressive, because you know now with obstruction in our game that could always be something that happens, that the defense misplays that they put themselves in a position to potentially have an obstruction call, and then you score. That's why you want to be aggressive.
That O on the chest of the Ducks fans now stands for obstruction. And oh my, what a scene we have in OKC. Oregon 2, UCLA 2 on game-tying obstruction. Stunned silence on the other side. Reagan Legg comes on as a pinch runner at first as the catcher Ramirez gets called for obstruction. A day where she put UCLA in the lead with her 2-run homer. Caught Kaylin Jones stealing to end the 5th. But she's called for obstruction, and Stephanie Maake will bat with 1 on and 1 out. rips the first pitch, which is Caitlin Terry's 100th to the screen. The 99th by Terry, who's on the verge of triple digits. Okay, the umpires are now getting together. It's 11:59. They're getting together here. Well, one more stoppage here at the stroke of midnight at Devon Park. Chad Steer is going to talk to Caitlin Terry. Well, it's good to know the spirit of Pac-12 After Dark is alive in the Big Ten, is alive in Oklahoma City. We've had light failures, party hats, and game tying obstruction. That's softball, folks. Welcome to midnight. Happy Friday. We have officially crossed the realm into a new day. And this kid is just chucking water bottles. Mom, you said I'd be home before midnight. Well, we are not getting an explanation for what's going on here. I'm ready to play some softball. How about you?
Yes, please. We have the whole end of the game left.
Yeah, there's going to be a bottom of the 7th now.
It's a tie game in the 7th.
Stephanie Monke is the batter. Those are some pretty subdued star glasses and party hat looks in the UCLA dugout. They're going to have a chance to win it. They have 7, 8, 9 coming up in the bottom.
Outside.
Well, and think about that decision to bunt Des Patman and get Sinicki over to third base to put themselves in a position to push the envelope, be aggressive, ball on the ground, and just try to score her.
Little looper. Caught at second by Pola. I wondered, we've had enough Manning things, maybe she'd try to drop it and then get the pinch runner out at second, but I guess that is a level of crazy that's reserved for maybe another day or inning or batter. So Kaylin Jones is 2 for 2. She'll try to extend the Oregon 7th, which has included a run. It's still leg over at first. Pinch runner who's played 45 games off the bench. She's 5 for 5 as a base stealer. Ducks second in the nation in steals, but they've only attempted one. That's Jones, who was thrown out. So UCLA's done an excellent job controlling this amazing run game. So we asked Lefty Ramirez about, she said it's just a lot of anticipation. It's about staying calm as a defense. They were all over that Jones attempt in the 5th. Bragg, Mujica, and then Terry, starting pitcher. Since 2000 in the whole NCAA tournament, the UCLA Bruins are 101 when leading after 6. That's the kind of history that Oregon's trying to dent. And the Bruins will bring in a pinch runner now as the potential winning run.
That is an epic graphic. Wow.
Taylor Stevens, who drew a pinch hit walk to lead off the South Carolina rally in Game 2 last weekend, now comes on as a pinch runner, where she would be the winning run here in the 7th. And it's Caitlin Terry, the starting pitcher, who could walk it off. First pitch from Sokolsky is in the dirt.
And Kellyanne White-Perez told us too, we train for these moments. It's something that you feel, it's something that you practice. There is a feeling, a vibe, an energy, but this one quote is, of course, one I wrote down. It's this "we will win" mentality.
Sky high pop from Terry. Foul ground. Caught by Flannery at out number 2. Well, Jessica Clemens doubled her last time. Another one of those might end it. Bruin fans will fondly remember their last World Series walk-off. It was Kinsley Washington in the Champ Series to win it in 2019. With a game-winning single, a title-winning single over Oklahoma, 5-4. It's fouled away by Clemens in her World Series debut.
That's why you love being the home team, too. Have a chance to have the last word, to have that walk-off moment.